So when we talk about those 6 things that we just did in terms of trust and acceptance and forgiveness and respect and communication and honesty and those type of things, those are all things that go into our relationships. Another thing that has to go into our relationships are set expectations. And that starts before our students even walk in the door, okay? And when I talk about set expectations, and you just heard me say the word students, set expectations aren't just for students, they're for adults as well. They're for us as colleagues as well. They're acceptable boundaries in terms of behavior in our school. We'll work together to set those boundaries, but I will tell you as your educational leader that we've got to have some set expectations, whether it's with tardies in terms of students, or it's teachers being tardy with turning their grades in, or returning phone calls to parents. There are certain parameters that we have to have set in terms of how we are going to be professional day in and day out every day. In terms of that, you know, everybody is an instructor, which is really the next thing that I believe in. We invited everybody to be a stakeholder. We built these relationships. We talked about how we're going to work in those relationships with our norms. We talked about setting, what our expectations at Brighton Middle School will be for students and adults. Well, everybody's got to play that part then. I know as a classroom teacher, many of you who are, the majority of your classroom teachers here in our meeting this morning, I get that. I am the instructor, and you are. When you're in your classroom with those students, you may not have a parapro with you. You may be by yourself, and certainly for that 55 minutes, 5 times a day, 5 times a week, yes, you're providing content instruction. But that doesn't mean as we work to develop young people as a whole that our bus drivers aren't instructors. They're certainly providing instruction, hopefully on behavior and manners that are appropriate on their bus. Same thing with our food service workers in terms of when our kids are going through the lines at lunch and sitting at the tables and those type of things. Our custodians, it doesn't matter. Myself, everybody that touches a kid has an ability to instruct, okay? And that's certainly true with positives, okay? Certainly true when it comes to giving young people positive reinforcement. At the end of the day, we can learn from everybody. We can learn from everybody. I believe that success is not incumbent upon myself. My best successes have been a collective effort of many. It's the old, every good idea I ever had, I stole from somebody. Even the good ideas I've ever had were made better by somebody else. Okay? We can't do it by ourselves. And so when I say everybody is an instructor, it's about coming together as a learning community for the best interests of our kids. The next thing that's critical, and you're saying, are we ever going to get to education? What education is. Okay, let's talk curriculum. An optimal curriculum and instructional delivery has got to be our calling card. It's got to be our hallmark. Okay? So what is it? Okay, we'll work together to sort that out. I'm not here to, give you the vision. We'll come together with that. But in terms of curriculum, if you want to know where I stand, curriculum isn't the book. Okay? Curriculum isn't the same for every kid. Curriculum isn't just for some kids, it's for all kids, all levels. Okay? Curriculum, things that are important curriculum to me is that we collaborate as educators. Okay? Going back to everybody as an instructor, take our social studies faculty. What great things can we do when they come together, or our science or our math department? Consensus on core content, consensus on assessment. Okay? Those are important things that I'm going to expect. Okay? That doesn't mean every single classroom's taught exactly the same way. That's not what I'm looking for. And as I started, we have to teach to every kid at every level and not teach exactly the same. I believe they call that differential instruction. Okay? I'm not here to micromanage your classroom, but it's important that we do agree on what our important content is. And it is important that we agree on what we're going to commonly assess. Because if we can't commonly assess, how do we know we're getting better? How do we know we're reaching those kids? All right? The last piece is continual reflection, assessment, and improvement. Okay? We've got to look daily at what we do. Daily at what we do. From the point where the buses are picking up the kids to they're dropping them off at our door, to we're getting them to classrooms, in and out of lunch, what we're doing in the classrooms, how we're sending them home at the end of the day, what we're doing for co-curricular and extracurricular activities. It doesn't matter. If we're doing it here at Brighton Middle School, we've got to reflect on that, okay? But I will tell you, reflection is not enough. It's great to sit back and think, how did we do today? Pretty good. There has to be an assessment piece to everything we reflect upon. Because, okay, we can say we did pretty good today, but do we know that's the truth? Is that an honest conversation? Or is that us just patting ourselves on our back? Okay? And maybe we didn't do as bad as we thought we did today. You've got to have some measurement. There has to be assessment pieces to everything that we do. Because at the end of the day, it's about getting better every day. It's about our kids getting better every day. It's about our teachers teaching better every day. It's about our support staff servicing our community better every day. It's about me learning as a principal and doing a better job to support each and every one of you every day. You're either getting better or worse. Those who think you just stay the same, I don't buy it. All right? And I'll leave you with this thought. John Dewey. If we teach today as we taught yesterday, we will rob our children of tomorrow. I'm looking forward to making it a great year. I believe there's one thing each and every day when we're fortunate enough to get up and take a breath, that we've got one choice. We can either make it a great day, or we can hope that it'll all come together at Brighton Middle School and we'll do a fine job by the kids that show up in our school. Okay? I'm excited as heck to work here, work collaboratively with you, learn from you, learn a lot from you. And we're going to learn some things here in just a minute. Okay? But those are the things that I believe in will lead to student learning, which will lead to student achievement. And at the end of the day, we can all, as a collective educational learning community, say, you know what? We've served these children well. And they will then go out and serve others well.